The common mistake on an overhand right is people will keep their chin the same height as the punch as they try and throw an overhand right. As I drive this over and through, well, I can't quite see the shot, but I can still wing over here. I'm Jon Durrant, ISK World Champion, pro boxing coach. This is my assistant, Chris, former professional boxer. We're here at Acre, London, in Moorgate, and today we're going to go through an overhand right. So, an overhand right, devastating punch when you land it. Carries a lot of power. Sometimes you not use the right way. So we're going to show what I would do if I throw an overhand right, and certainly what I show my fighters how to throw an overhand right. And there's numerous ways I can set it up, and there's numerous ways I can use it. So we'll go through maybe 2 different ways that you might be able to pull this shot off. So for me, the overhand right, just before we start, the common mistake on an overhand right is people will keep their chin the same height as the punch as they try and throw an overhand right. That for me is not an overhand right. An overhand right hits when it comes from a level going over here, okay? I'm not coming up on the shot. If I come up on the shot, he has a 50-50 on the shot. The point being that I put my body lower than the punch and lower than his arms as he tries to counter me. So, the first thing we want to do really is drop. Now from here, see in normal boxing, normal fighting, most decent fighters can deal with something that's coming with them here, coming from here. They're taught to deal with this all the time. What a lot of fighters aren't taught to deal with is something that comes over them and down on them. It's a very hard trajectory to deal with. And that's why overhands rights, when they hit hard with devastating consequences. So the way I like to set up, I always like to set up something I do. I never do something cold. I'm not going to stand in front of Chris and box Chris and go, oh, box. Because chances are, if he's half decent, it's not even going to land. What we always want to do is put something before we do something else. Just like we were doing anything. So the way I like to set up is I'll throw a 1-2. Nice and straight down the middle. Nice and straight down the middle. The point being, once I throw this a few times, Chris is hooked into this line. He's hooked into this, and I want him hooked into here. Because I'm not going to throw anything from here. I'm suddenly going to drop, and I'm going to throw over here. Okay? So I'll set him up with straight 1-2. Set him up with straight 1-2. Then I change my height. Boom. And I change my height on my legs. I go directly down. Now from here, I'm not going to show him the shot by winging back here. I'm not going to drop and wing back here. I just go straight down. Then from here, I'm going to shift my weight over. As I shift my weight over, my head comes out to the left. Let's shift around a little bit. So as I shift, I drop, I shift, my head comes out to the left, where again, I'm not on his line. So as I drop, boom, my head's out there. So again, I set him up, 1-2. Set him up, 1-2. I drop. Now look at this shifting weight. I'm 50-50 on my legs. All I've done is change my height. Now I shift this over as I drop this down, putting my head out to leg. Now look where my weight is. My weight is all on my front leg. We're about 80%, 20% as I drive this over and through. And then I can roll back in, or then off this shot out of the big left hook. Okay? So come back around. So that's how I would do it like that. Now, if I find someone aggressive, again, I want to catch them on a counter overhand right. What I tend to do is a 2-step. So I'll test him. If I throw 1-2 and Chris comes forward, I'm like, okay, this guy's going to come forward. I throw 1-2 again, Chris comes forward. I can tell what kind of fighter he is by reading the information. The information he's given me is I'm aggressive, I'm going to come forward. So if I want to set him up for an overhand right when he's coming forward, I'll do a 2-step. 2-step works like this. I throw the 1-2. I already know he's aggressive. So now I take a 1-step, he comes in. I take a 2-step, and I let him keep walking onto that. So I rely on Chris keeping walking onto my overhand right. So again, I throw my 1-2. I take a 1-step, a 2-step, drop, boom. And then I land that big shot. I throw my 1-2. See here? Back leg, front leg, back leg, front leg. He's still walking onto that. So if you want to pull someone on, kind of have a rule of thumb with my fighters. We try and do everything off a two-step. If I'm moving back in a ring, I do it on a two-step, then I do something. I either defensively move off to the side, or I'm offensive. In this case, I'm offensive on the two-step, throwing the overhand right, okay? So try and have a play with it. You might want to change also your position of hand when you do this as well. What I like to do, because I'm trying to tuck in somewhere around here, somewhere over here, I'll twist my hand as I land it to try and fit it. Maybe he's got a slightly higher guard where I can't quite see the shot, but I can still wing over here. So think about the twist in your hand as you try and land that overhand right. So once again, just the position of the body, set him up, drop, twist, put the head out to the left, shift the weight to the front leg, and that's the overhand right. So that was the overhand right. I've been Jon Durrant, this has been Chris Ball. We're in 8 called Moorgate. If you want to come check us out, we'll be happy to see you.